Hello, everybody. Welcome to Demetrix Cinema, and I am your only host, co-host, whatever you want to call it. It's me, Dimitri. so, um, we're here today to talk about Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire. This one is going to be a little bit shorter than normal. Um, just a little breakdown. First, I'm going to say Godzilla movies that they came out with when they first started the Godzilla movie. Um, I think it was 2000, no, 1999 or 98. They came out with Godzilla. No, 2000, sorry. Godzilla. And this was supposed to be like the new age of what Godzilla would realistically look like compared to the man in the suit, looked like Barney type Godzilla that they had going on back in those type of those graphics, or what they had going on with that type of I ain't calling it movie magic. I'm calling it mascot magic. So, with the little cities and stuff and the buildings, you know. So they wanted to bring Godzilla to life, and realistically, they did the best they could, I guess. CGI, upcoming of CGI and this and that, whatever. So I gave that movie out of 1 through 10. I gave that movie a 3. Matthew Broderick Matthew Broderick was in it, and I consider him a good actor. Um, you know, uh, Ferris Bueller's Day Out. Um, he's been in a lot of movies. One of the funniest movies I think he was in was Tower Heist. He's a good actor. But Godzilla was supposed to be more serious than comedy. It wasn't. So to put him in that, it could sort of work if you could get the script right, if you can get the CGI working where it's believable. Well, you can get certain things going. Um, you, I like I said, I gave it a 3. So ever since then, they said we want to go. They want to go back and make Godzilla, the old Godzilla everybody knew, but make it more realistic and bring it into the CGI world now. So they did pretty good with the CGI for Godzilla. Godzilla's. How do you? What do you want more from a Statue of Liberty uh, height lizard walking through the city, stepping on cars and stuff like that? Now you got to go beyond Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, whatever you want to call it. Beyond that kind of CGI, beyond that kind of those type of graphics, and you know. So now you got to go higher. You got to try to make it believable. You got to go higher. You got to catch the eye. You know, you gotta sell it. They, they did pretty good for what they could do. What I mean, like I said, you can't expect too much from a big lizard like that. So I think the first Godzilla movie that they did after, was it 2014 or 15 or something like that. Then they did Godzilla King of Monsters. Then comes Kong Skull Island. That was not bad, pretty decent, a lot of CGI. But what do you expect? That's the whole Kong world. There's dinosaurs and weird monsters his size and insects and snakes and all that. And then came the idea that was brought back in the 60s. I think it was Godzilla versus Kong. They actually had that, and which was a cool story because you got the two biggest monsters in cinematic history going at it, you know, which is like a, excuse me, Aliens versus Predator, RoboCop versus Terminator, Jason versus Freddy, that kind of stuff going on. So now, but that was made. So now, okay, let's bring that back too. Let's up the whole, whole series movie thing going. Let's give it a little lift. And everybody say Kong versus Godzilla. Whoa, yeah, let's go see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say this. I'm with that. I was hyped about that. Like, they went there. Okay, yeah, they went there. So, I like I said, I like when they redid the Godzilla after that 2001 and brought it back, but used the CGI supposed to be used. That movie was good. I thought it was decent. Like, you can't expect the Oscar award winning from a lizard. The second one had Mothra. I like Mothra. That was pretty good. Then then they brought in Kong, and then they brought in Godzilla versus Kong. So this one is apparently Godzilla and Kong still sort of. You look at the trailer at the beginning, they still sort of not seeing eye to eye, but they respect each other. One is a titan, and one is like a protector or whatever. From what I understand, one supposed to protect humans, and the other one protects like the life source and all that. Um, they're still not quite seeing eye to eye. They fought together at the last of the Kong versus Godzilla movie, and they they came together. Kong helped Godzilla kill uh Megazilla or whatever that Godzilla's name, the fake one, the machine one. They fought each other, and then Godzilla like was losing for a second, almost, and I don't think he would have quite lost if Kong didn't help, but he was he was tapping the ropes, back against the ropes, and then here comes Godzilla with the some kind of axe he had, I think. So he needed that axe to destroy the Godzilla that they were fighting. So that's why they teamed up, and then they earned each other respect. They both looked at each other, and then they parting ways, went their own ways. So this one, they're still the same. Apparently, the enemy is a little different now. Normally, that one, it was one of Godzilla's enemies, the Megazilla, whatever. This one is Kong's enemy, pretty much part of Kong's race. Other gorillas that they're, going up against. And apparently they ain't so nice. They're not so friendly, you know. So Kong can't do it himself. Apparently, he can't fight all of them himself. So of course, his team they call Godzilla, and Godzilla finally comes through. And then apparently, there's like a little baby. People think it's baby Kong, but from what I understand, when I read about it, it's actually the son of the guy he's the other gorilla that he's fighting, the evil gorilla. I think it's Scar Master or whatever his name is. That Kong fights and Godzilla fights in that. It's supposed to be his son, but I think Kong's going to train him to be a good Titan, like a good, like them, the protector. This is very quite interesting story. I feel like if they're going to do a part two of the Kong and Godzilla, they should have probably, instead of trying to tie all this stuff in together, they should have just did Son of Kong first, a Son of Kong movie, then did another Kong and Godzilla. You know, hopefully this one they bring Mothra back. I don't like where she died in that the second one. Godzilla and Mothra have a good relationship. Maybe she comes in this one and they get help at the end or something. Um, I how I feel about the movie, the cast, I'm cool with it. The same people. Uh, the story, I'm not. I don't want y'all to think I'm coming on here. I always have negative about each and every movie. No, it's not that. It's just I look at I look at what the story is, and then I my mind, my creativity, that things that go in my head is I place my creativity with the creativity that's in front of me that was already made, and then I take how I would have done it, and then I just see if I can get some kind of balance, if my creativity could equal up to theirs. And if it doesn't, if it's like this, no. And it's too much crammed into the story is what I'm disagreeing with right now. That's why I say it, because now they're trying to throw the little Kong in there, and that's why I'm like, no, should have just did a Son of Kong. That would have been a decent story, you know. Don't make it too crazy. Make it a good, decent movie. You know, another Kong spinoff, but no Godzilla in that one. And then the next one, Godzilla and Kong back together again. You know, doing whatever, fighting with each other. These movies are starting to, if you look at it, a lot of them are starting to do the same stuff. Fast and the Furious, The Rock and Vin Diesel fought. Everybody was like, "Whoa, man, that big fight!" You know this. That's going. You know, you seen the hype of it in the trailer. Oh man, I can't wait to see that fight. They fight, but guess what they end up doing at the end? Teaming up. Kong versus Godzilla. I don't know who The Rock is who and Vin Diesel's who. Kong versus Godzilla, the big fight at the end. Now they team up. Now they together. Same word the Fast and the Furious with Vin Diesel, Hobbs, you know, asking for Vin Diesel's help with his team in the next ones. It's the same stuff, you know. So I'm the way I'm looking at it is I'm gonna start looking towards movies that come out with hype fight or hype battles and think, hey, they always narrow down to the same thing. So they're gonna end up being teammates at some point, helping each other at some point. We'll see. But is there really not crazy negative to say about this movie before I see it? But it just I just feel like it's too much that's too much to cram into a story. You know what I mean? And I understand they want a villain from Kong's side this time. They don't want to keep going from Godzilla's side. They want to pull something from Kong's side. They want to, you know, make it a little interesting. But now you got 1,000 apes against one ape and a lizard. And won't you just make it just the Scar? I think his name is Master in this movie. The other ape that Kong fights and Godzilla fights. Just make it them. But no, he's got like his family backing him up. That whole family. So Kong is up against a bunch. This is where I think that Martha comes in. Mothra comes in and help these two out because I don't know if they can get it done against this looks like army to me that they're gonna be up against. Um, if it works out, it works out. Of course I'm gonna see it. Got a birthday coming up, so I'll probably see it on that. Maybe it's around, you know, if I think it comes, I think it's out. It might be out, but I'm I'm the type. If I'm a fan of a franchise, a fan of something that a project that was done, and then they keep going on it, and I know it's not gonna be good, or I get a funny feeling on it, or I see it, I like it. Sometimes I might take up for it and be like, oh, it was good. Knowing in the back of my head, that movie was not good. It is, but I'm learning to get away from that now and just straight up be honest. You know what I mean? Like, be honest. Like, be straight up honest. When I When I first saw the first Fast and the Furious, the very first Fast and the Furious movie, I thought to me that's the best of all times because that was Rob Cohen directed that one. It was about straight street racing, straight street racing. Vin Diesel was in sort of introduced. Paul Walker, he's sort of been around. He was kicking in, and I, I felt like that combination was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like it was like, okay, you seen the eyes through the eyes of the street racers' eyes of the world of street racing, and you seen what they went through, and that's not all around the world, but that's just was in L.A. So it was a good understanding of street racing. It's like, oh, it's like this. You know what I mean? Through the cop story in there, Vin Diesel's the criminal or whatever. He's not. He wasn't really a criminal, but he was. Well, no, he was a criminal because he was robbing trucks. But we got to see it, and it was a good movie. By the end, I didn't think that movie was gonna be good. Like I went. I think I went to see it with a friend, two friends, and we was like, man, we ain't had nothing to do. We was just like, let's go see the Fast and the Furious. I'm like, the dude from Pitch Black. And even though I liked him in Pitch Black, I thought Vin Diesel was really good at Pitch Black. I was like, I can't see him in no movie with Paul Walker and racing and stuff. But it ended up being good. But then they didn't bring Vin Diesel back. And then what was it? Fast and the Furious 2, Too Fast, Too Furious. It was Brian. Oh, here we go. Um I can't think of his name. He did Boys in the Hood, I think. Um, he directed that, and they brought Tyrese in and whatever, which is cool. But eh, you could tell Vin Diesel and his other cast, the other cast members, his team, racing team, not being in it. It was just missing. You saw Ludacris introduce it. It was an introduction of Ludacris and Tyrese, you know, but it wasn't the same. It just wasn't the same. It was just, you know. Then they did Tokyo Drift, and they went on or whatever. Fast Five was actually good. That I would say the Fast and Furious 1 and Fast Five was good because that was like I said, the hype of the Rock and the Vin Diesel fight, and he's there on a run and this and that. But it it it, it wasn't like it was like you take away. Then they start bringing in the military and tanks and all this stuff. Got away strictly away from street racing. Yeah, some of these Fast and Furious, new Fast and Furious movies now, they got a scene in each one where it's one scene where you see like cars and them out and wherever Italy or they in what is it? They out some country somewhere and it's like a night scene. You might see them go and get a car or whatever. But it's not the whole you know racing type deal like the whole street racing thing. Um, so they get away from the movie. They got away from what brought it there. There's another movie that did the same thing. They getting away from what brought it, what made it to other things, it's just like you should see the whole franchise slowly shifting. Uh, I just don't. I don't. To me, this whole Kung series, I don't want that to get away from the Titans and the bad Titans corrupting through the earth and them having to save it. Stick with that. Don't turn it into some old Kong's working for the government. Just Godzilla's working for this part of the government. They got a team and all this. Don't start doing stupid stuff. And I'm gonna soon talk about. I have an upcoming one soon. I'll schedule it. I'll let y'all know. Talk about the new Bad Boys movie, and I'm gonna talk about how I feel like Bad Boys might be doing the same thing, almost just a small tad bit, getting away from what made it, and not because of them getting away from what made it. I don't know if Michael Bay, if he's still directing them, or if he's just getting away from the whole crazy Michael Bay that he was when he started doing when he did 1 and 2. But certain things you just don't want them adding certain things into and getting away from it, you know. So Godzilla, Kong, monsters, Titans coming through the earth, going through cities, you know, helping. People think they're there to destroy, but they're there to help. Keep it on that level. Yeah. So I want to know what y'all think about this new Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire. I'm sure y'all seen trailers over and over about it. They're showing it a lot. I think it's out. Or go see it and then tell me some thoughts on what y'all think about it, and we can have discussions then and there too, also. And I'm gonna do a thing where I can get guests come in and soon help me, you know, where it won't just be me. I can have different guests come in and we go back and forth and get this thing rolling the way it needs to be, where I want it to be. Also, by the way, if you like this, subscribe. If you don't like it, I understand. So, therefore, another thing I wanted to talk about, I'm do another a thing on Beetlejuice upcoming. Beetlejuice 2. How y'all feel about that? So you got Bad Boys, Beetlejuice 2 coming up, and just little like conversations, my opinion on it. And you guys just, I want y'all to type in and, you know, tell me, what do y'all think? And what do y'all think about my ideas on it? And, just certain things like that. I had a thing with the whole He-Man um going, and me and my cousin were talking about it, discussion about they do the He-Man movie. I did a one of my first episode was first stream was on He-Man. And I told him, who I think should play Skeletor, He-Man, and all this. So he was like, which I understand him. He was like, you don't want an all-star cast because an all-star cast never end up working. I said, no, that's not true. It don't never end up working. There's been a lot of movies with all-star cast where it actually worked. It worked pretty good. It's the story, how you put it together. Sometimes it ain't the actors. I get where he was coming from because he's thinking a bunch of Eagles in there clashing, and this one want to outdo the other one. This one want to do better than the other one. This one was, shine and that. No, because actors can go come in there and do their job, but if the story is trash. A coach got 4 all-star players on the team, and the coaching is, I'm not gonna curse, trash. Then what do you think? What do you think is gonna happen with the players? You think they're gonna win a lot of games? No, because with no good coaching, you don't have no chemistry. You can't build chemistry. It's harder to build chemistry, and then with no chemistry, you ain't got nothing. So you can have all-star cast, people that have good chemistry with each other, with a good director. and a good producer. And if the script is good, it will work. That's the key, is the director and the producer. Yeah, you don't wanna have no poopy actors up there either, I get it. But it's the directing and the producing is what I look at the most important, because you can take a bunch of nobodies, you can make a great movie. So, yeah, he's right, but if you ain't got no good director and no good producer, yeah, of course, it ain't gonna work. So I told him, yeah, he was like, who would, I told him about Benicio del Toro, Skeletor, Alan Richardson, He-Man. I said, the girl from Jurassic World, who's Chris Pratt's girlfriend, apparently in the movies, helping him and all that. I think she would be a great Evil Lynn. I told him, this is crazy. This is discussion we had. We actually both agreed on. I said, for Man at Arms, I feel like there's one guy that would be perfect for Man at Arms. The only problem is he's black. They change a lot of stuff like this in these movies, especially comic books. I said, but I don't know if we would get away with it with He-Man. I said, Idris Elba as Man at Arms would be perfect. Perfect. And I said, you can get Zoe, what's her name? The girl from Avatar to be his daughter. If you want to match it up with a black girl playing Man at Arms' daughter, also, you can get her, you know. And we both said something like Sigourney Weaver playing the sorceress, because you get somebody older. Um, but I that's why I was, throwing that or whatever. The person he said was Skeletor. I forgot who it was, but it was nobody nobody that you really know. But it was a pretty good pick, he said. But I was just like Benicio del Toro. When I think of him, I think of Art Sakaro, the Wolfman. You hear his voice when he. I told him I tried to explain it to him the best way I could, as far as like the Skeletor laugh and talk. I was like, you remember in the the Wolfman where Skeletor's like, Wolfman where the Toro was, they had him chained to the seat, and he's like, "You idiots! I will kill all of you!" Like it was like blending in with a Skeletor. Sort of, I seen potential with the Skeletor voice. That's not why I picked him to play Skeletor. It's his acting. He's a good actor. Eh, Hell, great evil actor. That's why I picked him to play Skeletor. But he laughed. He was like, "Okay, yeah, I could somewhat see that." I said, he would be great for Skeletor. And I said, I feel Alan Richardson, you know, m- keep him in the gym another 2 months and make him beef up more. That's He-Man, and then you want I just went over that. We will talk about the whole He-Man thing, or whatever. But I mean, it's all, that's my opinion. That's my world of it. What do you guys think? Give me ideas. You know what I mean? You might have stuff out there where you feel like, oh, Dimitri, the girl you said playing Man at Arms' daughter, I think this person should play him. I think it should be Scarlett Johansson, or I think it should do this or whatever. I think I would, more than likely might agree with it if it sounds right to me, in my opinion. Just like that's your opinion. You know, you never know. These are just my ideas. I want the world to hear. But yeah, we got Bad Boys, Ride or Die, and coming up. So once again, they put Martin on film and not letting him lose weight. Come on, let him lose 40 pounds. You don't need, there's no reason why he should have a stunt man to walk to the car. Anyway, y'all have a good rest of your day. Thank y'all for watching it. People that pull it up, like I said, subscribe, and you guys have a good rest of the weekend, and I'll see you next time.